Survive in the city.
Yeah, that sound right.
Inside out
Survive in the city, inside the city. We riding, conniving, no time for pity. Inside the gritty, street crime committee. From chapter to chapter, street crime, we litty. To link and deploy, to seek and destroy. The real old boys up on Lincoln and Troy. The street source, real life of a street boss. A steep course, read all about the G-Force. Team mad deep for cream, they pack heat. From crack to back streets, they ran like track meets. Story of a hustle pro with the Buffalo skills, with the bills like the kids up in Buffalo. Trouble low, taking money in a bubble low. Legends on the dawns with a bar like double O. From SJP to Marcus Garvey, the story being told by the Chiplo Harvey.
Survive in the city, inside the city. Look out now on Amazon.com.
Salute. What's good people? Like I promised, we're going to go ahead and get into chapter 5 today of the book. I'm going to definitely provide the audio. Y'all know before I like to get started, I like to always, take a moment of silence for all those individuals who lost their lives. If you have someone who's sick, or if you had a family member who lost their lives, this segment is to commemorate them and make sure that they're never forgotten. We do our best to make sure that our legacy and their legacy lives on as well. So just take a few brief seconds. We're going to just bow our heads and then give them their props, and then we'll get on with the show. Salute. What's good? V79, salute, Queen. Everybody else, if y'all could just go grab some snacks and all that good stuff. Sir Valentino, salute. Like I said, I'm gonna get into chapter 5 of the book. I'm gonna let the audio play. I'm gonna show some pictures. I'm gonna take y'all back in time, and we're gonna have a ball, man. Real quick, salute, King. Already, and what I'm gonna do is, at the end, after I play the audio and stuff like that, if anybody want to jump up on the panel and just reminisce with me about back in the day, what they remember from the 80s and 90s and so on and so forth, by all means, it'll be an open panel. Y'all can ask questions. I'll try to get to every question as soon as possible. Let me see if I got something to kind of start y'all off with. Oh, if you from New York, right? Pretty much predominantly anywhere in the world, majority of places, your Saturday morning, if you was a child, consisted of Saturday morning cartoon. So these are the in the 80s, they ran Hanna-Barbera and several other cartoons in the morning that we would pretty much watch. Then in the afternoon, you had Kung Fu Theater. We're gonna get into Kung Fu Theater and all that other stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna get into the book. Why salute? Definitely, Wise, when you get a chance, I'm gonna drop the link. You can pull up here with me as soon as I play this audio. And we're gonna go ahead and just go through some questions, because by you being from around the way and knowing some of the times and conditions that we lived through, it's imperative that we kind of bring those people back the good way. So let me go ahead and get this book reading out the way. Like I said, I'll jump right back into content right after. Hopefully y'all can see this. Salute. Today we're going to go over Survive in the City, Inside the City, Volume 1, Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is Enough is Enough. The week started to fly by. we were getting close to the end of summer break. I'm not sure about other cities, but in Brooklyn, they would always throw huge back to school block parties. Everyone took pride in the decorations. Also, whoever had DJ equipment, they would play hip hop, R&B, reggae, calypso, reggaeton, and plenty backyard cookout songs. If you ask me, I would say hip hop started in Brooklyn. All the pop lockers came out with their large pieces of cardboard and would put on a dazzling show. Backspins, headspins, windmills, you name it, they did it. Meanwhile, the aroma from all the delicious foods would fill the area. It was like a huge buffet. Although every house had their own grills and special dishes, we were allowed to eat from everyone on the block because, like I stated previously, it was a family atmosphere. Mr. Clarence would have his annual bike race. We all were allowed to compete. The rules were simple. Whoever could beat Mr. Clarence to the end of the block would win any one of his bikes they wanted. I came really close to beating him, but he won. To be 55 years old at the time, Mr. Clarence was a beast on his bike. I promised myself that next summer, Mr. Clarence would be going down. As the day started to dwindle, most of the adult males on the block would set off fireworks. We would stand there and watch all the beautiful displays for hours. After a little small talk, everyone went inside and started to prepare for the next day. Saturday was here, and every Saturday morning started the same way. My mother was cleaning up and playing music on the record player. Bob Marley's song, Three Little Birds Outside My Doorstep, was playing. We all had chores that must be completed before we could go outside. Most of the time, while I was cleaning, I would watch Saturday morning cartoons. After cartoons went off, it was time for martial arts theater. I was a huge kung fu fan, especially Shaolin, Tai Chi, and Wushu. If you ask me, Born Invincible, Five Deadly Venoms, and Shaolin versus Lama were the best kung fu movies ever made. After my shows, we would all meet outside. A lot of times, when we got together, we would either go challenge other blocks or we would go to PAL. PAL is the acronym for the Police Athletic League. They had centers all around the city and in other cities. These centers were like a home away from home for all the youths. We played for hours and hours. PAL also held tournaments, not only in NYC, but in other states. All of us that was a part of the center were trained. So when it was time to travel, we were ready. After coming home from the center, we would do family game night at home or at Uncle Fred and Aunt Helen's house. Sunday was Grandma Vita's day. We would watch Frederick Price, Jimmy Swaggart, and the 700 Club early in the morning. There was also a gospel cartoon called David and Goliath that came on. Grandma had us reading and reciting Bible verses. She would also prepare porridge and baked beans with eggs and bacon. Although Grandma had her religious rituals, it was truly always appreciated. Grandma Vita said, Chip, put some cheddar on the needle for me. She taught me how to sew, cook, do the dishes, wash, iron, and fold clothes. At the time, it felt like punishment, but Grandma looked at me in my eyes and said, you know you probably think me I'll punish you, but really, may I just prepare you for life's obstacles. Whether you decide for single or you plan for married, you will always be able to take care of your house. In my mind, I was like, wow, Grandma has superpowers. How in the world did she know I felt like I was being punished? It's cool that she was preparing me for whatever life would throw at me, but I was only 7 years old, and all I cared about was candy, video games, and playing outside. A few days before school was about to start, my mother took my sister school shopping. I was outside playing with Wanza, Simbi, and Chris when my uncle walked swiftly across the street. He rang the bell. Puppet came downstairs, and they both went to Uncle Edwin's house. A few moments later, Puppet steamed across the street. He looked pissed. My Uncle Edwin then came over to me and said, "Your dad is on the phone." When I picked up the phone, Perfecto said, "¿Qué pasa, tío? How are you feeling? Your uncle told me school is about to start. I gave Puppet some money to give to your mom so she can make sure you go back to school fresh to death." I was like, "Thanks, Pop. I appreciate you." When they chit-chatted for a little longer, and I gave the phone back to my uncle, I went back outside to play. 2 hours passed, and Puppet called me from outside. He said, "Chip, come go to store for me. Me want one pack of cooling out of the box, one 40-ounce Old English, one 40-ounce golden champagne." He handed me a $20 bill. Paper food stamp. I was upset. I- First of all, he could have went to the store for himself. I was a minor. He wanted me to not only buy cigarettes, but liquor. And to add insult to injury, he sent me with a damn paper food stamp. I hated paper food stamps. I always felt belittled and embarrassed when I had to spend some food stamps. I didn't say anything. I took it and proceeded to the store. The closest store was on Woodbine and Knickerbocker Ave, which was approximately 1.5 blocks away. Chris asked me if I wanted him to come with me. I swiftly said no. He was like, "Oh, well, I'm coming anyway." We began to walk, just tripping and laughing about everything. Finally, when we got to the store, we started to put the alcohol on the counter. From the corner of my eyes, we saw Lisa. Lisa was 1 year older than me, but I had a huge crush on her. We never really held a long convo or chilled with each other, but every time we saw each other, we would say hi to one another. Chris saw me and Lisa had eye contact with one another, and I was frozen. The store, the store owner Aki said, "Is that all?" I was like, let me get a pack of, hmm. For some reason, I was tongue tied. My mind was on Lisa, and there was nowhere in hell I was going to let her see me pull out a goddamn food stamp to pay for this stuff. I got my thoughts together. I was like, ladies first. Aki from the counter told Lisa she could go first. Lisa asked for a pack of Newport 100s, and then she pulled out a food stamp to pay for it. Wow. It seemed like I was all worried over nothing. Lisa said, "All right, Chip, I'll see you around." I was like, "All right. By the way, are you going to PAL later?" She said, "Yes." I told her I would see her there. After I watched her walk away, I told Keith, "Let me get a pack of cools in a box." I gave him the food stamp. He placed all the stuff in a paper bag, even the change. I grabbed the bag and me and Chris started to walk back to the block. As we got halfway down Knickerbocker, we heard several loud bangs. Bang, bang, bang. Wasn't sure where the gunshots was coming from, but it sounded close. I dropped the bag and me and Chris ran to the block. When we got on the block, I saw Puppet standing on the top of the steps. Before I could tell him what happened, he said, "Me send you to do one blood clot thing. Me watch you and Chris just a laugh and play. Get upstairs." As I walked past, he slapped me in the back of my head so hard to the point where I almost fell going up the steps. He then grabbed me and pulled me up the stairs. When I got in the house, he took his belt off and started swinging it at me. One of the swings, I grabbed the belt. I was crying. I started biting my left hand and was so tempted to swing on him. He overpowered me and said, "You're worthless, just like your father. You took blood clots for him. You never come out to nothing. Go in your room and you better not even breathe to Ross clot hard." I was furious. I kept thinking of all kind of ways that I could kill him. I then decided to slip out my other door and went downstairs to my grandma's house. After she calmed me down, we called my Uncle Desi, and he came upstairs. I let him know what just transpired. When I got halfway through telling them what happened, my mother and sisters came home. Daphne was pissed. They all went upstairs, and I saw a puppet come downstairs with a stuffing trash bag. I thought for sure that would be the last time I'd ever seen him. Little did I know I was wrong. After all the commotion, my mother told me to come with her. We went to go get me a few outfits for school, two pairs of sneakers. One was to play in, and the other was my school sneakers. Before going shopping, my mother, Before going shopping with my mother, she always gave me her three shopping rules. Chip, don't touch nothing at the store unless I hand it to you. You have to always walk on the side. When walking on the street, the man is always supposed to walk on the outside of the woman to protect her from the oncoming traffic. Also, me and the street walker, so it's a sign of respect. Before leaving the house, make sure you always have on clean underwear and fresh socks. Never wear your hoodie on top of your head or your hands in your pocket when entering the store. Last but not least, you should always hold the door open for your elders. These rules were critical, and I still practice every single one of them to today. My mother bought me three pairs of two-tone Lees, three Latigra polo style shirts, one pair of Nikes, one pair of Kangaroos, and a pair of Wallaby Clarks. She said, every man, respectful man, should have always on at least one decent pair of shoes. I couldn't wait to go back to school and floss my new outfits. The Kangaroos were my play shoes. I remember they had a zipper and a pouch on the side of the shoe, which is where I would put my money. When we got home, I neatly put my stuff away in my room and asked my mother if I could go outside. She said yes. When I started heading towards the door, the phone rang. I answered it and gave it to my mom. I stood there for a little while as I watched my mother's face light up with joy. She began two-stepping and pumping her fist in the air. After she got off the phone, she said, God is good. We just get the new job I've been waiting for. And best of all, it pays double what I'm making now. We all jumped for joy. My mother switched from working as a CNA in the hospital to now being a union organizer for 1199 Union. She had a passion for fighting for people's rights, and now she was going to get paid to do so. I went outside to play and share the great news with my cousins Chris, Wands, and Zimby. We all were super happy and was having a ball playing outside. When it started to get dark, we all went inside and got settled down for the next day. Puppy called my mother that evening. From my understanding, him and my mother came up with visitation arrangements for my sisters, Nisha and Kiki. One of the rules of visitation is he could not say shit to me, and I was perfectly fine with that. Matter of fact, whenever he would come over, I would just go downstairs to Grandma Vita's house or my Uncle Desi's house. Few days have come and passed, and finally it was my first day of school at PS 106. Ironically, it was my mother's first day of work on her new job, so she wasn't going to be able to walk with me. I was kind of nervous because I was used to going to the penny candy store and having them early morning convos with my moms. When I came outside, luckily my cousins Chris and Fred was heading to the school too. Chris was going to kindergarten. Fred was a senior. We walked together along with all his friends and their siblings, their younger siblings. When we got to school, I seen my teacher holding up a big sign with his name on it. All the kids from my class lined up and proceeded to enter the school. Fred told us to meet him by the schoolyard after school and we could all walk home together. My day in school was swell. My teacher gave us a sheet of paper which detailed all the materials and things we would need for the remainder of the school year. It also had some school forms which needed to be filled out. like our emergency contact cards. When I got home that evening, Papa was in the house with my sisters. So I kindly went to my grandmother's house. I sat and chit-chatted with my grandma about my day and asked, could I go outside? She told me yes, but only after I changed my school clothes. I quickly changed and went outside. I saw Lisa walking down the block. She stopped by my gate and spoke to me. She said, hey, Chip, how was school? I let her know I really enjoyed my first day and truly hoped the entire year would be that smooth. We laughed and joked for a few, and then she said, all right, I gotta go. But if you come to PAL later, I'll see you there. Also, make sure you bring your A game, because I'm going to spank you on the knock hockey table. We laughed, and I told her, I'll be there. Knock hockey was like table air hockey, except, you had hand to plastic small version of hockey sticks instead of the two paddles with the round knob in the middle. Before Lisa reached the corner of my street, Chris had come outside along with some of the other kids on the block. We all got together to play manhunt. We put our foot in a circle and did eeny, meeny, miny, mo to figure out who was going to be it. Titus was it. Titus lived in the first house on the other side of my uncle's house. He was the same age as me. Matter of fact, he was in my first grade class. We played manhunt for an hour, then all of us went to the PAL center. As soon as I walked to the center, I saw Lisa practicing the knock hockey table. I walked straight over to her and said, it's time for you to prepare for your ass whooping. It's crazy because as a youngster, I very seldom ever cursed, but it was something about competing that brought out the aggressive side. I'm not going to lie, Lisa was good at knock hockey. She beat me 3 games to 1. As I was about to walk away from the table, she gently slapped me on my ass and said, better luck next time, Chippy. Lord knows, I was pissed. I couldn't let it show. I just told her, you got that. Best believe I'm coming for my crown. Well, coming for your crown. Lisa came in the gym with me. She sat in the stand while I went and played some basketball with Chris and the fellas. After the game, we all walked back to the block. Lisa lived on Putnam Street, which was a block away from our block. So we walked her home. I told her I'll see her in school tomorrow. All the rest of us got back to the block safely. So we dapped each other up and said we would catch each other in the morning. When I got to the house, Papa was still there. He walked past me and I just left. My mom wasn't home yet, so I got the $10 she left for us and asked Nisha what she wanted to eat. She said, let's get some Chinese. I called and ordered a large shrimp fried rice, some rib tips, and 6 chicken wings with extra duck sauce. The food came 15 minutes later. We ate, and I started getting my stuff ready for school the next day. 15 more minutes went by, so I decided to play my Nintendo. While I was playing my game, I heard some arguing in my hallway. Then I heard a loud slap. My mother came to the door, and Papa was behind her. She said, you disrespectful bitch. Y'all gonna hit me in front of the kids? I was in a state of shock. I wanted to attack Puppet, but my mother looked over at me and gave me this look, like I got this. I felt so helpless. The person that I loved the most was just assaulted, and I didn't do shit about it. Puppet grabbed the small bat that my mother kept near the front door. He swung it at her and hit her in the leg. Me, Nisha, and Kiki started to cry. My mother got off the bed, hobbled in the bedroom, put some grease on her face, and some 2-ounce boxing gloves. She limped toward Puppet and said, this me house, and this I'm a picnic them. We don't need you for shit. As she was talking, she crept closer and closer. Finally, I seen her hit Puppet with a vicious jab and 2 thunderous body shots and a massive uppercut. Puppet dropped the bat. It rolled close to me, but I was so paralyzed from the shot, I couldn't get it. My mother picked the bat up and pointed it in Puppet's face, bloody, and told him
Get the fuck out of my house before me kill your ass. Although I was so proud of my mom, I was also disappointed in myself. Here was the perfect opportunity for me to get some retribution on Puppet. I froze. These events scarred me for life. I promised myself I would never be a father/stepfather like Puppet, and I would never hit a woman. My Uncle Desi and Grandma escorted Puppet out the building and told him if he valued his blood clot life, don't come back. The next day, my sisters went to my grandma's house in the morning, and I went outside to meet up with my cousins Fred and Chris. Titus also walked with us to school. During the middle of class, I remember getting a flashback of the bat hitting my mother. Tears came to my eyes, and I bit my left hand. My teacher, Mr. Jackson, asked me if everything was okay. I quickly gained my composure and asked if I could go to the bathroom. He said yes and gave me the bathroom hall pass. While I was in the bathroom, I began ghost swinging in the air, wishing I was hitting Puppet. After a few minutes, I calmed down. I started to think about everything that led up until that point. Everything was a blur. I knew if I wanted clarity, I needed to talk to my Uncle Edwin to find out what my dad told Puppet on the phone the other day. I splashed some water across my face, took some paper towels and dried my face, and walked back to the class with a smile on my face like nothing happened. Mr. Jackson said, "Chip, you good?" I replied, "Yes, I feel way better." I returned the hall pass to him and went back to my seat. A few hours passed and the bell rang for lunch. We lined up and proceeded to the lunchroom. I remember seeing Lisa and her little homegirls in line to get their food. Lisa caught eye contact with me and I waved hi. She returned the gesture. After we got our food and ate, we went outside to the playground. We all played together until the lunch break was over. The rest of the day flew by. Before I knew it, the bell was ringing and it was time to go home. I couldn't wait to get on the block. While I walked towards my gate, I saw two police officers plus Puppet. Puppet had a few bruises on his face and his arm was in a cast and sling. In my mind, I was like, oh, hell no. What kind of scam is he trying to pull? I know damn well my mother ain't do that much, all that to him. Well, come to find out, Puppet was robbed and beat up by a group of Hispanics males, according to him. The officer just came there with Puppet because he had left his wallet in the house during the scuffle. His wallet had his green card in it. My Uncle Desi and the police walked with him in my house so he could retrieve his wallet. Everyone on the block was either on their steps or looking out the window, wondering what was going on. After Puppet and the police left, I finally got to speak with my Uncle Edwin. He told me that the other day, when Puppet was on the phone with my dad, Puppet basically told my dad he wasn't giving my mother shit. Puppet was making a little bit of money from what my pops and Uncle Edwin blessed him with, but he started to get big-headed. Supposedly, the men that beat Puppet up and robbed him were affiliates of my dad from Carolina, Puerto Rico, Latin Kings. My uncle also told me that my dad found out that Puppet put his hands and feet on me, and enough was definitely enough. I never saw Puppet again after that day. That's the end of chapter 5, y'all. Like I said, y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do chapter 6 for y'all. Like I said, it's about to get real intense, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, listening. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all.
All right, so listen, salute, man. Appreciate y'all for definitely sharing the moments with me. Like I said, a lot of the book it's my life story. So a lot of these things I went through kind of helped shape me to what I am today. All I can say is, man, oh man, oh man. It was, the 70s, the 80s. That was, especially in New York. That them times rough. No matter what block you grew up on, whatever area, them 70s and 80s kind of hit different. Uh, a lot of the children now, I don't want to call them weak, but they wouldn't be able to tolerate a lot of things that we endured in that era. Man, like I said, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. But on the positive note, let me go ahead and share some positive news with the people. Or let me do this. Let me drop the link for a few. Anybody like to come up, ask some questions, build, reminisce on that era back in the days. I'm right here, especially Craig. You Wise, y'all grew up around the way, so y'all know, what we endured, what we went through. It's definitely I'm quite sure everybody got unique stories. One thing, like I was saying earlier, I was thinking about it. Nowadays, you don't see like kids really outside, really playing. Like before, you used to come outside and you would at least see this, little girls, double dutching, some of the guys running by, grabbing the ropes, or turning if they could turn, whatever. The break dancing was that was at an evolutionary high. Yeah. Shout out to a lot of the individuals in this picture. Like the one in the middle, he from the Ville, and like I said, we was able and blessed enough to be around some of the elites in hip hop, and it was because we was. Let me make sure I say this politically correct. We had a high fashion sense. I would say a high influence on fashion. I'll put it that way. So a lot of the individuals who was struggling, it's almost like we was Robin Hood. We was able to get them to look as if they wasn't struggling, and help them get money in the process. So, ideally, why, like you said, when you get them hall passes in school, it was a different, man. It was a different monster. It was
Yo, that shit was like a passport. Like you could just go all over the school with that shit, yo.
man.
Like a lot of times I ain't even had to go to the bathroom. I just get the hall pass because I'm tired of being in class. I just go roam all over the school for a little while. The middle of the hallway used to have them big swinging doors. I used to just like to go through them doors.
Man, listen, especially everybody who went to 390, y'all know, man. You ran from module to module, up and down the halls, up and down the steps.
I tell you, chick, we went from 210 to 390. I graduated the first class. We was the first people to go through the halls of 390. That school was brand spanking new when I went there.
Maggie Walker. I went past it the other day. Yes.
There's like 5 schools in there now. I was over there near there last week. It's like 5 schools in there.
Yeah, it's totally different, man. Totally. But
Yo, you remember the cop Al from Albany Projects when he was the police?
Yeah. Listen, Al and Mr. Noor. Al, Mr. Noor, Mr. William Nees, and damn, what was the
Dr. Spratley, the principal, Dr. Spratley.
Listen, Miss Giles, right? My mom, like, and I'm gonna share that. Matter of fact, I think that's in the book. When I get to it, y'all know. But it was one time uni from RPC. We both our classes got suspended because somebody threw a battery at the teacher, but they suspended 2 entire whole classes, and my mother wasn't too thrilled about me being suspended, and and them not knowing for a fact that I was the one that did. Oh man, it was, it was a time, man. It was definitely a
Remember
time.
the classrooms that faced directly at the projects, like in the back of the building, on the
Yeah,
on Park Avenue side.
dude, that was seven. Might have been 71, 7. But it ain't 71. It was
I had
72.
science. I had science over there, and we saw somebody get when we was in junior high. We saw somebody get popped right on that corner. That corner is Park Place, right?
Yep. Any
That we,
Fizz, salute. Appreciate you for
we,
pulling up, buddy.
we saw
Baby girl,
get
vibes.
popped
Let me
right
get
on
these
the.
shots
Let
real
me see
quick.
who was. I told you little Ramel was in my class. Ramel that died. That was from Ralph. I think he was from
Okay.
Ralph. He was in my class. Remember Rome?
Yeah.
He's not really from Albany, but he's from like that block, like up the block from Albany. He was in my class. I mean, like I was around.
Yeah. Like I said, and I'm gonna make sure I flash through these pictures again. This what the 80s cereals was. Like the cereals they got now is
Now,
knockoffs from
some of
me.
that shit got to come off.
These is
Ghostbusters is 80s? The first Ghostbusters?
the cereal, I believe.
Yeah, like Bart Simpson. That wasn't no old school cereal.
Nah, this
But it is a
that
lot of old school cereals on here though. Like the
that
C3POs, that's definitely some old shit.
that
The Donkey Kong
kaboom
is old. The
definitely.
Smacks, they don't even make that. The Dig'em Smacks was dumb good.
Yeah. They don't make Dickens Smacks no more.
But remember, it was a serious battle. Super Sugar Crisp was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
With the bear on it, it was the same fucking cereal, but one had a frog and one had a bear.
Gremlin cereal.
Honeycombs was my shit.
These Count Chocula. See,
Three Pebbles,
and again,
honeycombs.
we had, like, my mother. She always kept a really good job, so we had, you know food. But again, like the way I was taught, the way we was raised, is that all the elders on the block is like your aunts and uncles. So all the kids is your cousins. So one of your cousins is doing, not so good. You went out and made sure you stepped to the plate and fended for them as well. So it was like, you know, like I said, WIC, food stamps, that used to be like, for me, it was
I ate a
like,
lot of King Vitamin. I ate a
man,
lot
I
of
ate
fucking
King Vitamin. Listen, I keep telling you, I think General Mills owe me some money, man. I used to mix my cereal, and I don't know about nobody else, but I can't eat cold cereal. I'm spoiled. I gotta have. I heat my cereal up in the microwave, and my wife be bugging. Everybody bugged. They're like, "Yo, you bugging? You putting your cereal in the microwave?" Yeah, I can't eat cold cereal, like, because my grandmother and them being from England, everything was always hot. So you ate porridge, you ate everything was hot. There was no coldness. When you had milk, when she made the milk, she would make milk tea. I see a lot of people make like lemon tea, stuff like that, but English people, they drink milk tea, and it's almost like as if they hold it almost like tea time. Like, yo, 12 o'clock, I need a cup of tea. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I need a cup of tea. So,
I drink tea most of the whole year. I love Earl Grey tea. It's not really from London, but I love Earl Grey tea. I drink tea almost every day unless it's like real hot.
I remember, at one point in time, the milk used to come in glass bottles delivered to the house. Like we actually had a
Man,
milkman.
with the little case on the truck.
We had a milkman that came with the milk and a big block of cheese.
We used to go up the soda truck. Remember the soda truck?
Yeah.
Man, he used to park that truck and go in that building. Why would he ever do that?
Oh, this is a
Everybody in
fact.
the hood got cases of soda. Because you want to give the bottles back.
You remember when we ran out of milk, we would use the evaporated milk and mix it with water.
I used a lot of
Oh,
canned milk. I used a lot
oh,
of canned
man.
milk.
Yeah,
And
like I
when
said,
I tell you I'm from the bottom, like for real, we had good days, we had bad days. So if you grew up on food stamps, the way you ate at the beginning of the month ain't the same way you ate at the end of the month.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you had the Fruity Pebbles and the Captain Crunch at the beginning of the month, at the end of the month, it's probably going to be King Vitamin and Cheerios. But it is what it is. It shaped us. But a lot of our home life was fucked up
It's
back in the
crazy
day.
'cause a lot of other states, they never had King Vitamin.
They had something. They
All
always had the
they got Cheerios and them regular plain cornflakes, but Wick wouldn't give them any type of sweet cereal.
I like cornflakes though. I still eat cornflakes to this day.
Yeah, I definitely I'll put the smash on cornflakes, frosted flakes. Matter of fact, I prefer cornflakes over frosted flakes because I get to control the amount of sugar that I'm putting on it.
Yeah, I ain't too big on frosted flakes, but I like cornflakes.
Hold on, anything said, I've always had cereal with water. Grandpa survived the depression without milk, so my mom just got used to it. Didn't know it was weird. No, it's not. It ain't weird. It's surviving. You know, that's like wish sandwiches. A lot of us had wish sandwiches back.
So
Yeah,
I guess cereal with water is better than nothing. I had nothing a lot of nights, so I mean, like I come from the bottom, bottom.
nah. See, we always had, and this is the, any children watching. Make sure I put this disclaimer out. I'm not glorifying any type of violence or any type of bad activities, but I grew up with parents that had the hustling mindset. Like my father, he was a hustler, so his behavior and tactics rubbed off on me right out the gate, and it was like my mother the same way. Like she was a now see hustling. So when people hear that word, they think of selling drugs, and hustling is basically doing whatever you got to do to make
Making
ends.
a way. Look,
Yeah,
kid, I learned how to fend for myself at 10 years old.
that
So
is a
my
fact.
older brother, he 2 years older, so he learned at 12. My next brother, 3 years. Like we all at some point we like listen. I think when I was like 13, I told my mom, I was like, listen, I'm tired of wearing $10 pants. She's like, well, you don't like $10 pants, get your own pants. That's all she had to say. I went out there, I got my own pants. Everything I did was wrong though. Don't misunderstand where I'm coming from. I did everything wrong. All I did was fuck my life up, but I ain't had to wear no more $10 pants though.
Hold on, let me see if this is the correct file. If it is, I'm gonna show these. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take y'all down memory lane just a little bit. Uh, what is that? Let me come back here. All right, let's go down memory. I'm gonna give y'all a quick flashback into I'm gonna call it the growing stages. Let me make sure this is. Yeah, I wanna. I'll show this one. All right, like I told y'all before, a lot like that's my brother. Like as y'all can see, me and my brother are we're 4 months apart. So a lot of times, especially back in the days, I would get the blame for a lot of the things that he would do, and vice versa. Uh, Everybody around the way they know my brother named Yellow. And it's in the book. It explained like how we met and all that other good stuff. But like I said, he 4 months older than me, loving to death. Normally, whenever y'all see me out and about, doing anything in the community, he pop up and show out and come assist. This us again. One thing about your youth, your childhood. If you party and you get all of that out your system while you're young, you don't crave it when you get older. Like I'll be honest with you, I don't crave going out to nobody club and nobody establishment because I done did it all when I was young. So now it's like, I'm content sitting at home playing video games or going fishing and doing the other little grown man thing. This
Back when the whole club was VIP, they ain't had no special sections.
This is way back in the days. This is when I came out to Baltimore and really set the tone. And I'll go through the pictures and let y'all know like who's who. If you ever watch The Wire, some of the people from The Wire is in this picture. We'll get to that. This is shout out to Frankie Boo. Frankie Boo just came home. He came out to Baltimore, with me. We did whatever we did in Baltimore, and he was the first one that took me out to the Poconos. And matter of fact, that flag sweater, I traded Frank a couple ITs, and he blessed with a flag sweater and like a Tommy vest and some other stuff. But yeah, shout out to Frankie Boo, man. Hopefully you'll be seeing him soon. Again, when you go out and you relatively are in a club and you live in that party and lifestyle, as you get older, it's like blah, nobody wants to kind of do that no more. This is never seen in Baltimore. That's during the iceberg days. These one thing. Oh, let me come back to the screen real quick. Oh, y'all can't see these pictures?
Ain't no pictures showing.
Oh shoot!
We see fouls.
Right, my bad, y'all.
Motorcycle.
Yeah, all right. So let me go back. This is iceberg days, club days. That's when we was in the Poconos. Shout out to Frank. That's Baltimore. I think we was out DC. I think we went out DC this particular night. And that's my brother. So y'all couldn't see none of these. Y'all wasn't seeing none of these pictures then.
Mm-mm.
Oh shoot, my bad, y'all.
DC was a wild time, man.
Yeah.
Y'all was down in Paradise at Mayfair, Chip?
Listen, I done, not to brag, but I done anywhere where the celebrity was going, we was going, and it's because a lot of times, a lot of the celebrities was getting their wardrobe from us, like not to brag, but if you come from a boosting background like we did, the rappers and the hustlers bought their stuff from the boosters because we had it on sale. So it was it was good times, man. And like I said, I'm not doing this to brag in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is just a glance out down memory lane. Shout out to the Jamaican Shower Posse. I'll get into who this individual is. As you could, if you remember back in the days, we had break fronts. In New York, your grandmother in that grandmother house or your mother house, y'all had a break front. Y'all can see the Jamaican rum in the back.
Yeah, we called it a China cabinet. Y'all call it a break front. We call it a China cabinet.
China cabinet. You definitely had one, and there was plastic on your on your couches.
If you even opened that glass, you was gonna get an ass whooping.
Oh,
you
man.
had to touch nothing in there. All you had to do was open that glass.
Y'all had beads. this is running around. Came, like I said, came out to Baltimore on some.
That's a guest jumper or Oshkosh?
That's a Tommy jumper. That's
Oh,
what
I see the thing
Tommy
in the
jumpers
video.
hit. I had a Tommy head to toe. We smashed the one of the Tommy stores like real heavy, and I was like, hey, this is again when we came to Baltimore, we kind of ran red. As you can see, I still got on Polo USA's back then. This ain't. I'm trying to make sure that's on the block. That's on St. John's, Detroit. Shout out to Doggy, me and my brother. And like I said, I don't want to. I'm trying to see how I could do this without, because some of these files, like it don't allow me to. It don't allow me to like see the file before I show it. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, anything. You tell Kev we said what up. Go ahead. Make sure y'all catch some big fish. Listen, y'all turn around. Go to Keisha. Salute, Queen. I ain't even listen. Whenever I'm showing pictures, it's hard for me to see the chat. Y'all make sure y'all sub the Ghostface Keisha, anything real quick. Mars, y'all could drop links and do all that stuff, and make sure y'all grow while y'all here. Real quick, got a dope channel. He over there on IG killing them. Ghostface Keisha, she run 2 channels. Definitely on both her channels, she give it up. Who else I seen? Baby Girl Vibes. I met her over there in Auntie's chat, and they doing some wonderful things over there. They got it's just a beautiful environment. Like staying in that what they call it, like the dark sector of YouTube. The dark sector gonna get you dark results. You gotta explore and kind of wander out and meet people and network. Don't be afraid to share your channels and view other different content. You meet some really really great people. Shout out to all them brothers over there in Mexico that's recruiting up a storm. Salute to
Shout
y'all.
out to Low Life Mexico.
Oh shoot. Let me take a quick commercial break, y'all. Just really, really quick. For all the individuals, y'all already know if y'all are doing something, if you have any type of events, whether it's related to the culture, not related to the culture, and y'all want to promote it, just send me the flyer over. I'll make sure we promote it. This is just, I guess, one of our commercials. No doubt. Shout out to Terrence Tillman over there in Wisconsin. He's doing his first annual boot drive. Company name Hip Hop Global Kids. That's a beautiful thing when you got young African American or any young entrepreneurs, when they go out there and they branch off and they start their own business, they get LLCs. Shout out to them, man. Appreciate y'all. Keep turning it up. His Gmail is Terrence Tillman 1972 at gmail.com. If y'all want to go over there and donate or assist him, if you're in the Wisconsin area, I'm quite sure he'll love the help. Shout out to them ladies of LRL, Family Day Barbecue, August 31st, Seaview Park in Brooklyn. They're also doing a book bag job. I need that flyer like yesterday. They're doing a book bag job, give back to the community, and so on and so forth. Reach out to them on IG, any of the LRL, or you can reach out to Wise, Bun and Wise Show.
Shit, I'm
Yeah,
looking for the flyer for you right now, so you can put it.
yeah. I need that flyer like yesterday. Um, Shout out to Team Atlanta. You know, they're doing some huge things. September 22nd, they're doing the time capsule. They'll be doing art, music, fashion, food. Shout out to the performers, Lovak Sharp. Shout out to Shabam Sadiq, G Dean, Brooklyn Z. You know, they're gonna go out there and crush it and kill it and do all that good stuff. Address to 6254 Memorial Drive, Suite C, Stone Mountain, Georgia. 383 is the zip. It's free before 6, $10 after. You can't beat that, man. But done with all the commercials. You know, back to the show. One thing about back in the days that I love, man, that you know helps keep us young, help keep us motivated, is the fact that if you use your pain as growing steps, like I'm gonna share a story with y'all, right? There was there's a famous painter. His name is uh Renoir, right? Renoir was author. Ladies, I talk salute, Queen. You know, Warrior RP salute. Listen, Renoir. One thing about Renoir, right? Great famous painter, but he had arthritis, terribly bad, right? So he took on a student. You know, he's sitting there, he painting. His student comes in. You know, you know, he's painting, and the student keeps turning to him and saying, "Hey, Mr. Renoir, why do you keep painting if it's causing you so much pain?" Renoir, he just kept continued to paint. Ooh, Student turned to him again, Mr. Renoir, man, listen, please. What's going on? Why are you continuing to paint when it's causing you so much pain? You see, pain in life, you're gonna go through pain, man. You're gonna go through times when they repo your car, times when you catch flat tires unexpectedly, times when somebody bust your car window, scratch your car, times where you lose your job. You're gonna catch pain. The thing is, keep painting. The reason when Wall kept painting, when he finally turned around, at the end he had a picture. That picture is now one of your famous pictures ever, worth millions of dollars. So he painted through the pain. You yourself got to paint through the pain, whatever your pain is. Y'all can replay this. Y'all can have that story. It's you know, it's something that I, I took from another um great book that I read, on memoir and so on and so forth. But yeah, like seriously, whatever you're going through, use that as fuel to get to the next level and to help uh help your family become debt free and financially independent. You know, for those who don't know, uh I am not to toot my own horn, but I am phenomenal with finances, man. I'm phenomenal with insurance from head to toe. Auntie Mama, salute, Queen. I'm phenomenal with it. You know, if you need any assistance, like I'll tell any and everybody that's in the chat right now, the fastest way to change your family wealth, get yourself a $1 million life insurance policy. Think about it. You get $1 million life insurance policy, right? Lord forbid something happens to you. You pass away. Just make sure that $1 million is going into some form of an investment so that your children can have the interest that's bearing off of that $1 million. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the average child could live off 100,000 a year if you throw it in the right account. But think about it. Think about it. You got $1 million life insurance policy. Let's just say you and your spouse, right? God forbid something happened to you, right? The house got paid off, you know, and now they would still receive income as if you were still there, while the money just sitting there. Like, has someone explained to us when we was younger the importance, the real importance of life insurance? Everybody would have it. Everybody would have $1 million policies, especially when the time they turn 18, because you could get it at a cheap rate. I'm talking about maybe $25-$30 a month for $1 million policy. A lot of times, people, I don't know, they wait till the last minute, wait till they're hit with an ailment, they're diagnosed with something, and then they try to get it in. It's not affordable. Get it, get your children and your nephews and nieces and sit them down and preach to them the importance of life insurance. The same way how, think about it, car insurance. And I don't want to talk about any specific company, but car insurance is trash. Most of the time they do everything in their power not to pay out. But y'all pay $200-$300, $99, whatever a month for what? Because you gotta have it. Do that with your life insurance. Treat your life insurance as important as your car insurance. Think about it. You can leave your family generational wealth. The Kennedys, right? Every time a Kennedy is born, they're given $1 million on their 18th birthday. I don't know about y'all, but Kennedy ain't better than me, man. They just knew the formula. They just was talked to differently. I'm sharing the information. Listen, and y'all, believe me, I know a lot of people will be like, man, here we go again. They talking life. Go and secure your family's well-being, man. Please. It's imperative. I'm tired of seeing GoFundMe and all this other craziness when somebody passed away, man. Get yourself a nice, healthy life insurance policy and make sure that your family is set. Now, if you and your significant other is going through issues, you might not, want to get, that much on yourself. But I'm just saying, if
you gotta make the kids the beneficiary. If it's too big, you gotta make the kids the beneficiary.
I'm just, and
you gotta take all of us out. You want that money, you gotta take us all out.
I don't want nobody, end up sleeping on the couch at night. But worst case scenario,
allegedly,
if things looking kind of rocky, things looking kind of suspect, go on and at least set up like trust funds that with stipulations on it, where you might have a living will or something to that effect, where it dictates how they would have access to the money. So it might say something like, "Hey, my child, you got to be a high school graduate, or you can't get access to the fund."
Oh yeah, you got to go to college. A lot of these people,
you got to, things of that nature. You got to, whatever the stipulations that you particularly want to put in place, you write it down and jot it down and get it notarized. That'd be sort of like your living will. And they would. One thing I realized, when you do have a significant other and they got family members, a lot of times them family members think that your household income is their income. So please, to save a lot of headaches, she really wanted this, and she ain't. Go get yourself some living wills, write it down, jot it down, so you ain't gotta, leave your significant other with them headaches at the end of the day. That is bad enough they mourning your loss, but then to have to fight with your family members on your household income is crazy. All right, now back. Let me get off this gloom and doom. Let me get back to the positive good times of the 80s, the 90s. Those of you in the chat that's
Something
the
you touched on
70s
in your
baby.
book, Pit.
Huh?
Something you touched on in your book, the listening to music on Saturday while you cleaning up, then into the cartoons. What was your favorite cartoon back in the days on Saturday?
Saturday morning, I never forget. It was Spider-Man and Friends. They had they had Storm. They had
That was a
Firestarter.
girl, right?
Yeah,
Fire.
Firestarter, Iceman, and then Spider-Man. And, that was
Iceman was my guy. Actually, I didn't really like I didn't dislike Spider Man, but Iceman was my favorite character on that show. I used to like Space Ghost though,
yeah.
and
I love Space Ghost. Well,
Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman was my shit.
yeah. See, I had I'm a action figure comic collector. So Hanna Barbera itself as the, and then I don't want to talk bad about. But hey, listen, this is just how I felt back then. I didn't really rock with Hanna Barbera because when Stan Lee was really trying to, make a name for himself and help them. Uh, if you look at Batman, right? Batman is written by DC. The reason why you have so many versions of Batman and Superman because Stan Lee took over the writing and the drawing for those particular characters. When Superman and Batman first came out, they never had Gotham City and Metropolis. Stan Lee created that. So I'm just giving y'all some history. With Hanna Barbera was like bump Stan, bump Stanley, and that was like, well, I felt well bump you too. That's how I took it. It was like,
They made a lot of my favorite cartoons though, man. They
yeah,
made
yeah,
Flintstones, man. Hanna Barbera made the Flintstones, man.
Listen, Hanna Barbera did his thing. Don't get me wrong, but the Marvel DC universe, kind of swept Hanna Barbera under the rug, and that's because Hanna Barbera wasn't playing fair, per se.
Super Friends back in the days was dope too, though. I used to like the Super Friends.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The Wonder Twins. It was definitely a good look.
Jan and Jace.
Hmm. Definitely. Like I said, in the book, you like them little games like eeny meeny miny mo. That's something that we used to do when it came time to play tag or manhunt or whatever. Put your foot in the circle.
But
Eeny meeny miny mo.
at the cartoons went outside,
Yeah,
karate didn't come right on. It was outside until 3 o'clock. Everything shut down at 3 o'clock. That's when the drive-in movie came on. 3 o'clock. I don't care what you doing. Everybody going inside to watch karate.
Absolutely. Well, especially all the fellas. I don't know what the females did, but
they were still outside. But when we come back outside, that's when we go fuck with them playing double dutch.
They was playing Miss Mary Mack and all that other stuff. They had their own little cheer league.
Uno, Dorsey, Dressy.
Yeah, that's
Zero ZZ. They was on Zero ZZ and all that. I still don't know what that is.
Listen, that's what they was doing while you was watching karate, and they come outside and practice karate moves on them.
The 80s was a wonderful time growing up.
And I'm telling you, like, between Kung Fu and making sure that I caught WWF, man, yeah, you remember, like, they had the bootleg wrestling that came on UHF. So you had to turn the knob on your TV and then move the antenna to catch you at UHF.
Channel 31.
Oh, man.
That was on Channel 31.
Yeah, you know, UHF had the. To me, I call that the real wrestling. You seen the blood and you
It
know
wasn't that WCW.
that was WCW NW no, WCW then what was the other one? It was like 2 or 3 of them combined. But yeah,
I ain't
that's
really like because a lot of your favorite wrestlers came from WCW.
mm-hmm. That's a fact. And like I
Back
said, it's
then, I used
because
to love Andre the Giant, Jimmy Fly, Snooker, and Hulk Hogan. Oh, and Tito Santana. Tito Santana was my guy. He was
no,
the international champion for like 30 years.
I like Ivan Putski.
Intercontinental champ.
I like Ivan Putski.
Ivan Putski was the
I like
guy.
I like Bob Backlund. You know,
Bob Backlund, Chief
yeah,
J Strongbow.
yeah, definitely Chief J Chongo. You know,
We ain't know all that shit was racist. We ain't know none of
nah,
that shit was racist.
not at all.
First of all, how you gonna have a wrestler named Chief J Strongbow? You can never get away with putting that on TV today.
Mm-mm.
And
Not,
doing
not,
the
even-
dance
not
too.
even,
He used to do the Indian dance. How you gonna do that?
Randy Macho Man Savage, facts. Jake the Snake Roberts, uh, man, they was
Well, I hated all the bad guys. Roddy Piper. Roddy
yeah.
Piper might be the most hated wrestler I ever knew.
Uncle Ralph, salute, okay? Already, listen, I'm telling you, between wrestling and kung fu, that was like a lot of my and like I said, dealing with action figures and comics. That was my thing as a youth. You, a lot of people, you know, that was the nerd side of me. Uh,
You
and
remember Micronauts? You had action figure. You remember Micronauts?
yep. And matter of fact,
Micronauts, some of the dopest action
you
figures
know,
ever came out.
you know what? This what I'm gonna do. See, I'm gonna show y'all old school, right? Do you remember this?
Viewmaster clip.
Do you remember this? This I still my shit's still in the box. But Viewmasters, I remember when Superman the movie first came out, right? The first episode, and they put it on Viewmaster clips. Oh man, oh man. It's another one. Hold on, I got another one.
There wasn't a house you could go in that had toys in there and didn't have a Viewmaster clip.
See, you know, this hold on, let me move this towards
What's
camera.
that, a CNC? Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, that's another one. That's the one that came like the story time. They got like the 3 little pigs. Who else is in it? 3 little pigs.
That's like a remake though, right?
Yeah,
That ain't from the 80s. That's a remake, right?
yeah, this one is a remake. That other one, that's the original. You know, click, click, click. You know, that's the original. You know, I still got a lot of vintage toys, man. And I'm
What else we had? We had the
one of
Liney
these
train tracks.
one of those episodes early on in my YouTubing career. I think I showed my little my collection. I got
I'm
a
gonna take you back. I'm 53, right? So I'm a little older than you. Do you remember Ricochet Racers?
yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, I got a couple of them.
You can't even that a Ricochet Racer was a big ass gun, and you put the car inside it, and you shoot the car out the gun.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was so dangerous that I don't even know how they could have had something like that on the market. Me and my brother used to fuck each other up with the Ricochet Racers. The motherfucking Tyco racetracks. Stink up your whole room all day with that.
I still got the original Voltron. All
The 5 lions.
I got all 5 lions.
I think the green lion was my favorite lion.
Yeah, I still,
right? It was red, green, black, yellow, and blue, right?
Yep.
The red, the green, and all formed the hood.
Yeah, I got Mad G.I. Joe. Matter of fact, in the chat, what was your favorite like toys or cartoons growing up? Anybody in the chat? This way, I can make sure I got
You had Rock'em Sock'em. You had
I think
Stretch Armstrong.
girls got gypped. All they had really was Barbie. I mean, what else? What else y'all had that was
Nah, they had Polly Pocket. They had Barbie. They had Cabbage Patch Dolls. They had shit.
yeah, the Cabbage Patch dolls.
That craze was crazy. The
I ain't
Cabbage
gonna-
Patch craze was
but
crazy.
I will say, them Garbage Pail Kids, the cards.
Super craze. Super
Yeah,
craze.
that was there was a point in time where I was running around like how these kids look for Pokemon now. I was searching for them damn Garbage Pail Kids cards.
I was jacking a lot of them cards too. Give me that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't bring their cards to school. Thundercats.
Yeah.
That's
Thundercats was dope.
right. Thundercats.
The handheld Donkey Kong. Remember the handheld Pac-Man? The handheld Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
That work off the sunlight, the sundial.
Man, balls. He was fat.
Donkey Kong was the shit though. Going to the game room was a big thing.
Listen, going to the game room. Listen, the game room, and I'm gonna tell you, that game room on Sterling and Schenectady, right? That game. First of all, it had Outrun. Now, like allegedly, our block was known for several things. One of the things I would say, by far, hands down, probably some of the best car thieves on the planet came from that vicinity. I mean,
I ain't really like that wave. I was messing with it a little bit, but I ain't really was big on driving around in those stolen cars. I did it for a little bit, but it wasn't really my thing. But that was New Jersey Drive. Them Jersey kids took that from us. We let that shit go, and they just kept it going and took it to a whole nother level. They took that shit to a whole nother level.
Shut
what
up.
was that, like 87? Everybody was running around with stolen cars?
Yeah, man, listen.
Right?
Not only that,
the Chevy Spectrum was the easiest car to steal. Everybody had those shits.
I remember getting you some rims for your Toyota Cressida. If you needed some rims, you came to Troy Ave. That's a fact. If you wanted some rims or accessories, you came to Troy Avenue and you got it. I'm not gonna shout nobody's specific names out, but everybody around the way they know who was the individuals that was
car thieves. I know a lot of dudes went up off that. I was up north with a lot of motherfuckers who was up there for stealing cars.
Yeah, that's now don't get me wrong, that is an offense you really don't want to be locked up under. Like, y'all, what you here for?
I mean, you don't want to go for no offense, but I definitely was in with people that were there for like stealing cars, and a lot of them got caught sleeping in the stolen car. Or just like riding around, like, because a couple of times they'll let you go, but you do that shit 3-4 times, you going.
Like I said, let me give some. Matter, I could do that. Let me give a low life story, right? So for those that don't know, it ain't like the individuals that you see in the culture now, where people might seen them back in the days and they had ITs on and so on and so forth. The way you would know if somebody was a leader, I'll say it that way. Just find out what meows that they led. Like, they took XYZ, they held the front of the store down while and made sure we all got home safe. Those are your leaders and founders and so on and so forth. The ones who stood in front of them stores and made sure that we got home safe. Who tussled with the security, who allegedly tore security a new one to make sure we made it back to the block. And then respectfully, you gave those individuals ITs. And the crazy thing is, a lot of those bigger dudes, they couldn't fit the stuff that we was taking because they were so tall. And they have a big and tall section back in in our era. Just giving y'all a little history. For all the people that follow the culture and kind of be lost a little bit, not knowing where to get the guidance from. Like I said, whenever you hear them stories, when you hear, well, such and such was in the front, then well, that person is one of the leaders, I would say. And like I said, every area had a leader. That means the person who knew what stores to go to, knew the ins and outs, and priority was making sure we all made it back. Some people were bagmen, and it's not not in a negative way. They were bagged up until they learned. Boosting is a skill. It's a technique. You can't just go and finesse thousands and thousands of dollars worth of any item. You have to learn, and it's something that, like I said, it's a technique. So you're taught during while you're being taught. You are a bagman. You holding the bag. You the one walking out the door. That's what you are. You are a bagman. No disrespect. We all have been bagged up at one point in time and another. And matter of fact, you'll hear that in the book. Those individuals that tell a story and make it seem as if they never been bagged up. That story is not true. The best of the best has been bagged up. Now, a lot of them didn't stay bagmen. A lot of them were super trife, which is a difference. It's a huge difference between a super trife low life and a low life. Low life, you kind of sneaked, to get your super trife. You took. And then you took from those that was out there taking. So,
that was really some Brooklyn shit on a whole though. Like for real. Yo, shit. We talked about this before, right? We had a private conversation. We ain't really disrespect or talk about nobody. But listen, man, it was people back in the day, right? So for me, right, my prime era on the street was probably between 86 to 90. That was probably the most dangerous time for us that come from, like, right now, like, it's crazy right now, right? But for us, I think the most dangerous time was from 85 to 90, because that's when the young boys really took over. In 85, I was 15 years old. Understand what I'm saying? We didn't have no, like, I guess in boosting, some of us probably had OGs, but we didn't have nobody that was really, like, you know what I mean? We were just out there doing what we wanted, especially in the crack era. Nobody taught nobody how to sell crack. People taught you how to hustle.
Now,
nobody taught nobody how to sell crack.
I will say that. Shout out to allegedly. Shout out to Super D, and shout out to my brother Yellow, because as far as putting them gym stars and making sure that you was able to vial up respectfully, uh, taught me about illusion vials and all this. Like,
No, that's what I said. People taught you how to hustle. Nobody taught you how to sell crap. It was too easy. You had to do nothing. All you had to do was learn how to bag it up and know the price. It was too easy. Anybody could have do it. Anybody could have did it. Anybody.
Yeah.
It was too easy. You ain't need no connect. All you had to do was go to Broadway. It was 15 motherfuckers on Broadway that got it for you. It was too easy.
New York Nikki, salute, Queen.
The money on the street in the 80s was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Should I say this? This is all allegedly, y'all. We are not promoting this as a career choice.
Yes.
We're not trying to influence the children to go that route. But again, we're talking about the 80s. There are things that we had to do in the 80s and 90s to survive.
It's just some facts. There's no glorification. It's just some facts. That's it. It's just some things, like you said, that people did what they felt they had to do.
Matter of fact, where's
at the time.
Oh.
But it was all bad. I never really talk about no jail stuff. I never really talk about no street stuff because nothing I did in the street didn't really benefit my life. I was looking for a reputation that I didn't need. Yeah, and I was out trying to impress the wrong people. And once I realized that, I was already caught up. But I had fun doing a lot of shit.
Listen, it was, man. I'm trying to see if I can show some. Okay, yeah, I can show this file. Hold on. Let me.
You remember the Reggae Lounge?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I'm about to show some. Oh, hold on, I've been up here an hour and a half. Let me get through these slides real quick. I got to double tap on. I'm gonna use this one. All right, y'all can see this.
Nah, it's showing the file.
All right. What about now?
Yeah, you can see it.
All right. This right here, this is Versace days. All of the individuals that you hear them say that they was out there, they was in the streets, they was getting money, they was doing da-da-da. You would have some form. Listen, it is impossible for you to say you went out and you went out on a large scale and you don't have no picture at all of it. That's kind of, it's kind of hard to fathom. This Versace, like, and I got I'm trying to see if I could see the next pictures. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I could give y'all another. Okay. There's another one. This in the club. Y'all can see this? That's in the club, for all the polo people,
Only thing missing is the wicker chair.
Y'all know what this is?
The bamboo chair.
That's popping bottles when you go to club. That's not, sitting down, sharing, that's when you going out and you claim that you was outside, you would have some form of way of showing, I guess. Let me see. Okay. And I wasn't gonna show this picture, but I am. This right here, this little chip, this me and the feds. Y'all see the people who behind me. There's individuals. That one guy with the red shirt, he's I'll just say he's real famous from Queens. Yeah, I'm amongst the wolves of the wolves. Like I said, all them people that be uh telling these folk tales and glorifying other people's lives. All you got to do is ask them to show you, produce one picture, just one of them outside. See, back then in that era, the individual who was outside and was able to wear shines on their neck, those are individuals that were known to get busy. You you, you couldn't be an average and ordinary person amongst wolves and you got heavy shines on your neck.
Unless you was related to somebody.
Unless you related to somebody. But even still, if you related to somebody and you go outside of the area, outside of your block, you fool.
Fair game. Fair
You
game.
fool.
That's another thing. A lot of dudes was only big in their hood. A lot of dudes didn't never leave out of their hood. A lot of dudes didn't leave off their block. I do did or this what I didn't used to like. This what I didn't used to like back in the day, right? Because we ain't had none of that social media, right? It was more like a lot of rumors, a lot of word of mouth. I heard, a lot of people used to start off with I heard back in the day. I heard you said this, I heard this, I heard that, right? But it be a motherfucker that's telling everybody else what they gonna do, and when you see them, it's nothing. It's nothing. They don't say one word to you. But if they with their peoples or they on their block, it's up. That right there, I never did like dudes that move like that. No. Like what they say now on site. If it's on site, it's on site. So we got beef wherever I see you at, not just if you on your block with all your people. Now I see you downtown because everybody got to take the same train. Everybody gonna go downtown. Mm-hmm. Now I see you downtown. You acting like you don't see me.
I'm trying to skim through these pictures to make sure I don't show something crazy.
Back then, 85, 86, a lot of people couldn't even go downtown.
Listen,
dare you to go to RB Square Mall and by yourself in 86.
For the most part, how can I? Let me make sure I say this without offending nobody. If you were getting money, right? One, especially in the area that we're from, it was a lot of competition in that particular area. You had heavy hitters, so it would only make sense if you took your show on the road, allegedly. So those individuals, like a B. Bill, bless his soul, those individuals like Big Man, like Frankie Boo, that took the show on the road and set up in a whole nother state, like Vic. Those is individuals that I'll say, hey, hats off to. If you claim that you are the big bad super trife wolf, right? And you was the gulliest of the gulliest back then. There would be other people that can tell your story, if that makes sense.
Or at least saying the same thing you saying. Yeah. Not that I was a part of none of that. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just adding on to your point. If only you saying it is one thing, if you and somebody else saying it is another, is what you saying.
Yeah, it's like, again, And I'm not doing this to belittle anyone or to big myself up any, you know, my story speak for itself. You know, there's other generations that could tell, you know, what part I played in my story and so on and so forth. I will say this, right? Words of advice to everyone who was relevant back then and is relevant now. Do your best to document your story, because at the end of the day, your story is what's going to live on. Like this book that I wrote. After I'm long dead and gone, this book's still gonna be here. That's your legacy. You want to make sure your legacy is being told years after you gone, and somebody else ain't just telling your story from their uh, point of view. It's just something to think about. You know, whatever your story is, whatever it is. You know, like I said, we all might have grew up in the same area, but everybody had, you know, a specialty. Everybody had their own niche. That's a good word. They had their own niche to latch on to and kind of run with. Um, I will make sure I say this for all the individuals that's giving back to the community, that's assisting with these book bag drives, that's educating the youth, that's a part of the anti-bullying, cyberbullying program that we got in place. For those that are mentoring the youths, are assisting with individuals who just came home from doing long bids and helping making sure that they don't return. Uh, I salute you, you know, with all my heart, man, because at the end of the day, that's what we supposed to be doing. You know, if you sit down and you really and truly believe that, hey, you know, what you did back then was wrong, your way to correct it and make it right is to teach a person, whoever it may be, a better way of doing it without going that route, if that makes sense. Um, Hustling, drug dealing did not get me a house. Boosting, uh, robbing, that did not get me anything but heartache and pain. What got me
Some
in,
happiness.
in position to bless others and change my family's uh, financial future for eternity is I got with a company that had a bunch of financial coaches that coached me. So I was around multi-million dollar thinkers. They put me on to different books. They put me on to different CDs to listen to, and it changed my mindset on life. Uh, I am going to do that. So as a bonus, but I'm not going to do the entire book for y'all. I'm going to give y'all maybe one more chapter, and then you get the book for the rest. Uh, but I am going to give y'all uh, some of the financial mentors that assisted me to changing my life, or to being in a better position versus chasing street goals and dreams. They helped me, like I said, change my way of how I viewed myself. and the respect level that I had for others. I'm gonna definitely share those manuscripts with y'all. Should I've been up here an hour and 39 minutes? Man, listen. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, we went through chapter 5 today. I'm gonna do chapter 6. Chapter 6 is kind of long, but it's super informative. It'll give y'all. It'll put you on the edge of your seat to make you want to get the rest of the book. For those individuals that purchased the book already and y'all need an autographed copy, just let me know. We could work it out. If I'm ever in y'all part of town, I'll make sure I sign the book. And I got these bookmarkers for y'all. I made bookmarkers for the book, so got y'all. But on that note, let me go just run down the list real quick. All of Reed 79, salute, Queen. Appreciate you so much. Sir Valentino, salute. Real quick, salute. Sexy J, salute, Queen. Wise already, man. Salute. Skin and Bones, salute. Richard Emmanuel, salute. Baby Girl Vibes, salute. Craig Ray, you already know, man. Salute, my guy. Let's see. Any fin is possible. Salute. Great fishing channel, man. You need to check them out. Like I said, real quick, got a real dope channel on IG. Y'all check them out. Got a very informative and fun and all the good stuff. Ghostface Keisha, salute. Like I said, she got 2 channels. One is called Hip Hop Caviar, I believe. Real dope content. Go over there, check out. The ladies of our top, Warrior RP, salute, Queen. Definitely, they got a great channel over there. They be doing game night, ladies night, all that good stuff. Go check them out. Auntie Mama's Kitchen, phenomenal platform. She does a lot of cooking, a lot of crafting and things of that nature, but in real positive, real great environment. Go over there, and she definitely helped the channel grow as well. Uncle Ralph, already mob ties, man. You one of the best to ever do it. Let's see. Benito, same thing. Mob Todd, man. Listen, appreciate y'all fellas. And I think did I forget it? Oh, and New York Nikki, another phenomenal mod. Be doing thing. Appreciate her. Appreciate all the work everybody done. Let me take y'all out on a real good note. Okay, here we go. Like Darkman would say, love life, live life, enjoy life. Just know we're gonna be doing content on Super Tripe real soon. We got some dope topics coming up. Just stay tuned. Shout out to Uncle Nick, Darkman, Big Boo, the Watchtower. Y'all already know, man. Life of the God, salute. And on that note, I'm out.